And
Okay.
but yeah, I am aware of his story.
Yeah, I'm gonna play his Naismith. His it's like 30 minutes, so I do in between,
Okay.
so people can get a better understanding, from his mouth, you know.
Okay.
But I wanted to bring to everybody's attention his early life. For those that know, we know, but for those that don't know, about his early life is good for them. Good for them to know that, so they
Yes.
can understand the impact he had in the NBA. And if it wasn't for those testimonies of what he had to go through, you know what I'm saying, it played a role in his basketball world. Because like I was telling them, I love me some Allen Iverson. I had Allen Iverson shoes, and everything. So
Yes.
I'm gonna go and we'll talk about a little bit. I'm gonna talk a little bit about his college career, and then we'll talk a little bit about Philly. But I'm gonna play a little clip once I finish with the college career, and it won't be long. I can't go over everything in this one episode, but I told them probably a part two.
Yeah, doing one
So
and two.
yeah, so I'm just gonna just talk a little bit about his college highlights or whatever. So in
Okay.
his first season at Georgetown in 1994-95, Iverson won the Big East Rookie of the Year award, and was named the All Rookie Tournament first team. That season, Iverson averaged 20.4 points and led the highest to the Sweet 16 round of the NCAA tournament, where they lost to North Carolina Tar Heels. In his second and final season at Georgetown, 1995-1996, Iverson led the team to a Big East championship and all the way to the Elite Eight round of the NCAA tournament, where they lost to the Massachusetts. They lost to the Massachusetts Minutemen. He ended his college career as the leader in career scoring average at 22.9 points per game. Iverson was named the first team All American. Iverson was also named the Big East Defensive Player of the Year in each of his two seasons at Georgetown. Following his sophomore year, Iverson declared to the 1996 NBA draft. He was the first player under Coach Thompson to leave Georgetown early. Check that out. Leave Georgetown early for the NBA.
Yep. That
So
he was.
his journey, guys, you see how his journey is? It's not perfect. And we that's the thing. We don't have to be perfect in our journeys. When you're destined for greatness, you're gonna have to go through something to get there. I mean, yeah, some people you may think get it handed to them, but you don't know, have no idea what they got to go through with that handed. You know what I'm saying? So um it seems like, as he entering like his college life, he did good, right, guys? What do you have to say, Miss Steve, about his college life at Georgetown? I think her.
Mid D.
I think she might be going in and out, Jacob.
Uh,
It might be, yeah, she might be going in and out. Did you know about him playing for Georgetown, Jacob?
I knew he played for Georgetown, but I didn't know, like, I knew obviously he made the NBA, so obviously he had a good college career, but I don't know like how good his college career was, if that makes sense.
Jacob, I would advise you to go look it up. He was a phenomenal player at Georgetown. I watched a great bit of him in college.
Uh huh.
He was just as good in college as you saw him in the league, in the professional league. And it was the right time for him to leave when he left
Mm.
Georgetown. So, yes, I would definitely applaud anyone that did not watch his earlier career, especially in college, and go and watch him. And what was the reason why? As you're doing this story, which is a good story, by the way, Eddie P, watching him grow throughout the ranks of his career and you
Yeah.
follow him, you're going to enjoy watching it.
Yeah. Well, I used to, I was following him and watching everything before, but what brought it back to my attention when I saw I didn't like they were giving him interviews and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, like I just didn't like the way. I mean, I know they're more professional with it or whatever. I just didn't like the way they were, their face expressions when he's talking. Just different stuff. When it comes to Allen Iverson. And then I was like, there go the media again. You know what I'm saying? You could just tell, like, okay, you invited me up here. You want to hear my story. So what's that face expression for?
Well, the facial expression was because he was the guy that defied the odds of the way they wanted him to talk, the way they wanted him to dress, the way they wanted him to maneuver, the whole media thing. Let's take and let's use him as an example. Um, Let me get back on grammar for this. Let's use him as an example as Angel, right? Angel wants to be the glamour and the glitz and the beautiful girl, but she has the rough, rugged edge about her when she's inside the lines on the court,
Mm-hmm.
right? Allen Iverson was that guy that refused to put on a suit, refused to put on a tie.
Yeah, I remember that.
Was that guy that how you doing, Dark? He refused to do those things. He says, I'm gonna be me. You want to
Right.
feed me for it? Okay, go ahead. You want me to wear dress shoes? I'm not doing that. I'm gonna put on my tennis shoes. I just got a deal. I'm
That's
well,
good. Yeah.
so watching his story, and Jacob, this would be good for you to watch too, and research him fully, and actually go and pull up some of his Georgetown clips. He was good. It's very good.
I'm
As
seeing this.
crafty as he was, and you watch what was her name that played for Sky last year, that plays overseas, that everybody likes, and she's out of the league this year? Kennedy
Kennedy.
Carter.
Kennedy
Right?
Carter. Yep.
Kennedy Carter mimics every single thing. Put it this way, Kennedy Carter is AI.
Mm-hmm.
That was his game. She is him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything that he has done, every move he makes, every shot he takes, every drive he makes at the basket, she has mimicked him to the T. So if you want to know about Allen Iverson, look at Kennedy Carter. Kennedy Carter follows every single thing that AI does. That was her idol. She does absolutely everything he does. She shoots like him. She moves like him. She walks like him. She tries to talk like him.
And I do, guys. I guess I'll do that like towards the end. I do have to play the 2 clips. I have to play the clips.
Go ahead, play 'em.
Somebody reminded me. No, the clips I'm talking about is someone reminded me today, guys. The 2-step with Michael Jordan, and the 2-step with I think it was Tyrone. I think it was Tyrone. He did a 2-step with him too. But that was just beautiful to see. Like he wasn't fearing nobody. I love that about Allen Iverson. So I'm gonna play a little bit of the Naismith, just a little bit, and then we'll come back and we're gonna touch on Allen Iverson's rookie year. How was that an impact in the NBA and for himself? But I did not think about Kenny Carter, Donna, and So Pretty Tony. I did not think about that. That was a good one. Good comparison. Okay, guys, we're gonna start it off. Let me get to it.
Man, I love y'all too. Wow. First, I just want to thank God for loving me and blessing me. I think I thank Him for blessing me to be the man that I am, and have no regrets on being the guy that I am and the person that my family love and my friends love, my teammates love, my fans love.
Guys, this award is
I want to
2016.
thank Mr. Colangelo in the Hall of Fame for honoring me in such a great way. It's truly a blessing. I'm humbled by it. Um, I want to thank Coach Thompson. Uh, Coach, Coach Thompson for saving my life. Um, for giving me the opportunity. I was recruited by every school in the country for football and basketball. And the incident happened in high school, and all that was taken away. No other teams, no other schools were recruiting me anymore. My mom went to Georgetown and begged him to give me a chance, and he did. And that's crazy to think that you're the best football player in the world, which I did, and to be sitting up here as a Hall of Famer in basketball. You tell me God ain't good. After I left Georgetown, I was a high basketball player. I had talent, but once I started to listen to Larry Brown and take.
Okay, guys. How many of you? How many of you? Miss D and So Pretty Tony. How you know the relationship that he had with this particular coach and what happened?
He had a great deal with this coach. I mean, again, you gotta when you follow his history, you give a lot of push and pull. But this coach was
It was hard on him.
he was hard on him, but he was also the one that protected him.
Right. Yep.
So when you have that coach that's going to get in your butt and let you know when you're wrong and ride you, but also protect you, you're always going to have that foundation in that coach for sure.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about that, Miss D? The relationship he had with his coach. I think she called me.
Is she there?
I don't know. I
Yeah,
see
yeah.
her.
Sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry, ADP. Well, you know what? I'm glad he had a chance to have that Hall of Fame speech. Because he, I think he died a few years after. So that was good that he was there.
Oh, okay. His coach.
Yes, John Thompson, a senior. Was a junior. He coached at Georgetown too.
Yeah,
I was
that's
happy.
right.
Okay.
I was happy that he got a chance to say that while he's alive and give him his
Mm-hmm.
flowers. And he don't want to talk about it, like I said, but his mom really kind of saved the day. That was the best situation for him to go to after that incident happened to him. And help him grow up. Like I say, he helps a lot of young men that don't have fathers in the house. And he's like a father figure to him. And he
Mm-hmm.
really cared about the players. So yeah, of course, Allen, thought of him like a father.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a beautiful thing because when somebody on you, you like, you don't want to, especially at that age. You know what I'm saying? You're not trying to hear that. You probably in your area where you think you know, and then after you find out, hey, you know what I'm saying? They're teaching me, even though I know the way I'm acting, he's still there. He's not going anywhere. And then he winds up respecting me, and we wind up having this, relationship. We build this relationship, far as you were my coach, but you're also like my family too. And that's a great thing to get up there in front of all those people and express that in front of everybody. Hey, look, what I'm saying, I have to give him credit because I was acting. I didn't realize what he was doing. I didn't realize in the beginning what he was doing, but I do. I do more and more now. As I've gotten older, I realize. As he played b-ball and stuff, he realized along the way or whatever, and some of his accomplishments after he started listening and understanding where his coach was coming from, it also played a role in him winning different things, right? Okay.
Yep.
So I'm gonna let me start some more.
And take constructive criticism. I learned that how much of a great, great, great coach that he is. Once I started to listen to him the way I was supposed to, and was coached by him, that's when I became an MVP. That's when I became an all-star.
Yep.
That's when I made first team All-NBA. Once I got the message from him, and I followed his lead all the way. Man, Dr. J. Those shoes, some big shoes, literally. But I got to Philadelphia, and man, those were some big shoes to fill with a size 10 foot. He was always supportive of me throughout my career, always gave me words, wisdom, just a great, great man. And some old school dude too. I remember coming home from school one day, and my beautiful mom said, "You going to basketball practice?" Like, basketball? I ain't going to no basketball practice. Basketball is soft. You know what I mean? I play football. I'm a football player. I said, "Where you going?" And I cried and I screamed and kicked and clawed, and I had to be dragged to practice. I got to practice, and I saw all the guys that played on my football team there. So from that point, I played basketball. So I have my mom to thank for that. My dad, man, this is what you created, Daddy. This is what you made. And I'm so proud of you for being that person that I looked up to, and being a dad to take care of his kids, showing me the way, showing me about taking care of family. And when you passed that torch to me, I was gracious to take it and run with it. And I appreciate you and I love you, man. My aunt,
All his kids.
greatest aunt in the world, hands down. I love you so much. You're a perfect aunt. Man, my uncles, Stevie and Greg, I really look up to y'all, man. And it means so much to me and taught me a lot. Steve, you taught me so much about family. I know Nana is up there looking down on me, and I just hope she's proud of me. Man, my my babies, my
Wow.
oldest, Tiara, Honey Boo Boo,
Here comes Uber.
aka
Oh,
Daddy sent me some money. My son, Allen Iverson, second, Deuce, I love you, I'm proud of you. Isaiah, Iverson, man, so smart. We call him the professor. I need him around the house
This
when
is so
something needs to
beautiful.
be done or fixed.
I know, right?
His mom will say, "Go ask Isaiah. He'll show you how to do it." And you smart, man, and I'm proud of you, and follow your dreams and keep doing what you're doing, man. I'm proud of you. Messiah, Messiah, aka Booby Boo. I love you. You're so great. I'm so proud of you. I love you so much, and you make me so happy. Dream.
Hi. How you doing? Fine. Okay.
Yubby Yub. I love her so much. Ever since she was born, she got to sleep with Daddy. Got her own room and her own bed, but got to sleep with Daddy. But I thank y'all for being my crutch in my career. You know what I mean? When I had hard losses, didn't play well, the media treating me like they did throughout my career. I always came home and forgot about all of that once I saw y'all. So thanks for being my crutch, and I love y'all so much. I have to thank.
So
Are you over there crying, Eddie P? I can hear you.
Keep crying. That was so sweet.
look, I've been researching stuff, guys. I love Allen Iverson, and still that's why I was like, still to this day, I don't like the way the media did and all that kind of stuff. Mine would have went a whole lot different, but just to that's what I mean about you. You have great people in this world, and then you have some, that just always like to have confusion. And if you guys have any family or any relatives that ever stayed in the projects or were pharmacists, as we say, had to do that type of thing or whatever, you can kind of understand where he's coming from, because he's coming from the streets, but he was blessed to get out of that at what, like 15, after maybe 16 or whatever and stuff. So he was blessed to get out of that or whatever, but it still sticks with you, it still stays with you. And just to see him just after all that, just climbing, just continue to stay strong and climb the ladder, because look at his mom, guys. That's a perfect example. Don't judge nobody's life, because that mama had him at 15, and look what mom did when it was time. Look, going back to back for her baby, and she got that coach to pay attention. I don't know what mama said, but she got him to pay attention. And just to see him realize his mistakes in this speech, and to apologize and be so grateful and humble and thankful, because we live and we learn and we grow. Just to see that, just to give his children, you can tell he loved his family, just to just to be up there and talk about his family and everything, and how they played a major role in those tough and hard days, That's just amazing, guys. Everybody got a story. It's always a story behind how this person acts. So yes, of course he gonna take some of that hood up into the NBA. It's in him, but he had to learn how to, turn it down a notch. But at the same time, he didn't stop being him and be
Hello?
She must have dropped off. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
We
I
can
can
hear
hear
you.
you. Is it P okay?
Yeah, right. She kind of dropped off. She was saying something and dropped off.
Or her mic must have dropped off.
I
Oh.
thought my screen froze for a second.
Me too. That's why I said hello.
Right, me too. And they always do that when I'm on
I'm
live.
usually on
What's
screen,
that,
but
William?
I'm eating super late, guys. So.
Oh yeah, her thing dropped off.
Oh, there it is. It dropped off. It should be coming back. Mm. But yeah, so basically,
yeah.
Oh,
Sorry,
she
guys.
back. She
there
back.
she
Go ahead.
go.
Oh
There
my
you go.
gosh. Oh Lord, StreamYard. But okay, go ahead. Oh, what you were saying so pretty, Tony, Miss
No,
D?
we were waiting for you to come back. We weren't sure what happened.
Me either. This taco, I don't even know. Oh, let me put this back up here. Oh Lord.
I was saying that you notice he gets a bad reputation um because of the way he dressed, and he wasn't corporate. He was I think that's why he was very not only popular with black youngsters but white youngsters too, because they saw a kind of rebellion in him, but which it wasn't, but they thought he was rebellious, so they really took a liking to him.
They
And
did.
with the braids, and you had kids start wearing the braids again, and the baggy pants, not sagging but a little bit baggy, and the hats and things of that nature. So yeah, he had a bad reputation, and uh, the NBA said, okay, you know what, we asked you to kind of change your dress, and they made a dress code even to this day. So I always think about the dress code they have. They kind of pulled back some of the dress code, but they made them wear suits and ties or dress clothes because of Allen Iverson, and he was still in the league when they made this rule. And it's not called Allen Iverson rule, but it really is. And they made kind of forced them to put on suit and ties, which I don't understand anyway, because you go into the game and you go into I'm not saying you have to look crazy, but at the same time, I don't think if you want to wear a suit and tie, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine. I didn't see anything what was wrong with Allen Iverson. He was just dressing you know like he usually dressed. And they didn't like the saggy pants and the do rags and the braid. They didn't like that. So yeah.
And then also, too, guys, if you remember, he had a rap album that he made, and he didn't get to he didn't get to bring it out. He had it set up, but he didn't get to bring it out because the NBA didn't like all the lyrics in there, and he had a lot of lyrics going on and had to do with homosexuals and all that kind of stuff. So he wound up not releasing that rap album too, or whatever. So yeah, the media still is doing that today with our players. It's like a nonstop thing with whatever sport is in. They're still doing that, today without even giving them a fair chance. Like you said, Ms. D, as long as they come in there decent and in order, why do they have to? Some people don't like suits. Some people don't like dresses, but they'll put on a casual suit and be like, "Come on," or whatever. I think it, for certain occasions, like you said, like, main events and stuff like that is different. But to be able to be you, I think that they should still be allowed, to do that. But yeah, and I guess they wanted to make an example out of him, because he was who he was. So they had already put in their mind to paint this kind of picture, even though he proved them wrong. Hey, I'm I got these things going on, but at the same time, I'm one heck of a basketball player, and you're not going to stop that through all that. So he had to sacrifice a lot to um sacrifice a lot to play in the NBA. AI, one of the most lethal score shooting or point guard of all times, historically one of the greatest against all odds. Yes, he is. Donna, I'm gonna play. I told Pretty Tone in the panel and stuff like that. I gotta play that two step. He did it with Michael Jordan. It's just so smooth. Like he didn't fear nobody. You know what I'm saying? He was very confident in himself. Even though, hey, we all got to learn stuff. Oh, I
That
was
was
like,
his
what's
rookie
the first color
season.
come from?
That was
Huh?
his
No,
rookie
I
season
had
when
to
he did
eat,
that.
so I'm back
When he
Yeah,
crossed Jordan up,
it
when he
was
crossed
tight.
Jordan up, that was his
Hmm.
rookie season.
Yeah.
And what made him so special, he was they say 6 feet. I say about 5'9", 5'10", 160 pounds. And he did this in the NBA. Now it's not the same NBA that Steph Curry played in. It was very physical still. He was still in that it was still a league that was very physical. And
Hmm.
he got beat up almost every night, but he came
Yeah,
in, he brung it. He played with injuries, and he overcame for his size.
yeah.
You know,
So
he wasn't that big.
you're right, Miss D. It was a league of physicality back in the day when people can, like Dennis Rodman, can just snatch you out of the air. But AI was one of those guys that would do the same. But he was so crafty and so quick.
Yeah.
And I say, look at Kennedy, you see AI because they're one and the same. It's just that she is a female.
Hmm.
The
Hmm.
female version of what Allen Iverson was. But he was such an dominant, dynamic player. There was a lot about him that he got a lot of scrutiny like
Yeah.
Angel. You just
Yes.
he was a player you couldn't tame.
Hmm.
Like I said, just like Kennedy, you couldn't tame him. You weren't going to tell him what he could do. He had certain individuals that had the utmost respect for. So he would he would tone it down for certain individuals, and we just talked about one of those coaches that he toned it down for. But it was few far in between that he did that for because of the type of player he was, where he came from, and he didn't want anyone to write his story for him. He was a guy that wrote
Yes.
his own story. He
Hmm.
was his own narrator. You're not going to tell him what to do or how to
Hmm.
do it, but he would tone it down the best he could for those that he loved and respected and supported. But anyone else didn't matter,
Yeah.
right? It absolutely did not matter. But he went out there and he played with the best of them. And Miss D is exactly right. She is exactly spot on.
Hmm. Hmm.
Played with the physicality of the game is the same as Spudsy Webb, who was even smaller than him. So these guys had springs out the wazoo and can jump with the best of them and could ball their butts off. So you got to think about that. Having to do that and have the springs to do it in their legs every night for as long as they played in this league and shoot the deep ball just as Steph Curry does. So we can't forget they did the things that this guy does, and unfortunately, there become those unsung songs that you see in certain crafts of the game that get lost in translation for those guys because of the new era and what they do. Look at a Caitlin Clark. It's lost in the translation when there's players in the WNBA that have done it long before her, but she's the new era. So the new era, it looks good, it looks cool. Everybody thinks it's awesome, it's amazing, but it's not something that we haven't seen before. Sabrina Ionescu did it before Caitlin. Before Sabrina Ionescu, there was others. So you got to look at the game, and I'm going to say Clarissa Davis, as Miss D alluded to, is an unsung, is another one of them unsung players that you don't know her name. You know her name, but you don't know her name. but she was a phenomenal player. One that will sneak up and before you know it, she got 20, 40 points and you don't know where the hell it came from. That
Mhm.
caliber of player. But AI is one of those guys, he gonna put up numbers and he gonna talk smack while he did it. Just like Angel. He gonna tell you got crud in between your toes, pull your socks above your head, and spank your butt while doing it all at the same time. That was AI.
Yes.
So yeah, good one, Miss D. I had to jump in on that one because you hit that one for sure.
Yeah, because she even mentioned about his mom going to, I didn't know who it was, but she was the one that was saying that his mom, and then you see that he's saying it in his speech too. So she brought up it was the fact that his mom went to the coach and
Yeah, he wasn't gonna
give
have
him.
no school to go to, given
Mhm.
given his situation. But this coach took a chance and invested in him, and it panned out for the greater good, and it saved his life. It
It
saved
did. It
It
saved
did.
his
It
life.
did. That was the
Because
best coach he could go to because
absolutely, Miss D.
John Thompson has a great reputation of working with. A lot of people don't know. I'm gonna say this story too. Look up this story. Alonzo Mourning,
Yes,
for some reason, got caught up with a drug dealer,
yeah,
uh-huh.
and the biggest drug dealer in DC, and not caught up as far as selling drugs, but he knew the guy, and John Thompson saw that and like, no, don't, he told him to stay away from Alonzo because Alonzo Mourning, a lot of people don't know he was adopted, so he was in the foster care system, so he had
he thought
had
he
some
was a bad
troubles and
guy.
some
Yeah,
concerns. And
Mhm.
he's very very good at working with a young man that has not issues, but almost on that brink of a disaster. So
mm-hmm.
yeah, that was a great move for John Thompson. But he really cared, so I think he really saw something in Allen Iverson's mom. And it's like I'm gonna take a chance on the young man.
Right. He was the coach that took on the difficult players, if
Yep,
if you will, you put it in a good terms like that. They weren't bad kids or bad players. They were just in tough situations. If I'm always going to put stuff in the in the nice terms. They were on the street. They were doing stuff they had no business. But
exactly. But he just got caught up. Right,
yeah,
right.
it just got caught up. But
Yeah,
he was that guy, like Miss D said, that took kids that were in those tough situations and gave them an outlet, gave them a way out. And that was the beauty of this coach. So, yeah, I commend this coach. I commend his father. Absolutely, 100%. Man,
Mhm.
kudos to this coach. Kudos to him. I mean, I think everyone they didn't know back then. They was like, man, this coach, man, he's a fool taking this kid. Man, look at him. He still can't get out of the street.
Yeah.
Miss D, remember they would say those things? He still
right.
can't get out of the street. He's still a thug. They would say all kind of
Yep,
things. Like,
yep.
why would they take a chance on this guy? Why would you
Exactly,
do that? But it just when it's for you, God got his favor on you, and you are an
exactly.
individual
Yeah.
that can
Mhm.
take and mold someone to be better.
Yeah.
All those type of kids need is someone that believes in them.
Using them.
That's
Yeah.
it. It's
And
Yes.
just
who's the John
a
Thompson of
word of
today?
belief.
There's
Exactly.
no more John Thompsons out there. I'm
There's
trying to
no
think
more.
of who's the John Thompsons, who's the black coach, because that's a good thing. Not no disrespect to Mike Krzyzewski, but we talk about a black man who knows what it's like to be a black man in America.
Right.
Who is that John Thompson today? I was wondering.
Mm.
He's
There,
very
there's none,
very
Miss
I
D.
ain't hear.
Find them,
he
Miss
he
D.
was he was very I mean he saved a lot of young men, a lot of young men. You know,
That is beautiful.
yeah,
Well, the difference, Miss D, from back then and panel along in chat, back then the players, as you would call them, they're out there and they're doing their thing, but they had the mindset to still listen. They would
Mhm.
still take the time to listen to someone, to listen to a coach, to listen to their elders, to listen to the person to their left and their right. to sit down with their mama and their daddy and listen to what they had to say, although they were out there, right? Now you don't have that. There's no control. There's no balance. There's no sense of, oh, okay, I hear you. Let me soak it in. Now it's like, I don't care what you say. There ain't nothing you can say to me, mama. You don't own me. You don't have the rights to me. You don't take care of me. You ain't do nothing for me. Type of mentality. So they don't listen in no way, form, or fashion. So that's the difference, Miss D. They listened back then. Although they were out there, they were still respectful. Now they're out there. They you can have them, you can talk to them, but they don't listen. And
money and all about the money and hey, you gonna have to pay me because I got this going on.
Well, they were about the money then too, ADP, but they still had the mindset because they grew up in a home where it was a home.
Right.
Now they're growing up in a place that's not a home. They don't have most of them. I'm not going to say they did come from a two-parent home, because some of the homes, even for the guys back then, it was a single-parent home. But the one parent you were with, they had an authoritative figure over you. You still, when you left that home, did some of the things you wanted to do. But now, when they do that, the parent isn't even there because the parent don't know how to be a parent. So that's the difference. Back then, they learned how to be a parent, but they were strict with it and they taught along the way. Now you don't have that. So that's
what's the difference as well? Now you notice Iverson's mom was 16. So was LeBron's mom. LeBron, but you know what they had? They had a support system.
They had a village.
That's different. You had uncles, you had the aunties, you had there's no more grandmas. There's no more, Allen Iverson had a grandmother. Yeah, older uncles. They don't have that. So that's the difference.
You see how he think everybody? He think
everybody.
Yes, right. Because he had a village. His mom was young, but they all helped raise
LeBron.
Yes, LeBron they did. She had a great support system. You could tell.
Now you don't have that.
No
if you think about it, you don't have that now.
Nope.
And I feel for the kids, but we'll get back to it.
Yeah. We're gonna get back to it. I'm gonna play a little bit more, and then we'll get back to discussion. Y'all doing so good.
Oh, this is up my alley. Sports is up my alley, baby.
Yeah, I was just so upset. I just be watching stuff. When he was doing this interview, he went from this spot to this spot to this spot. And I'm just watching how they worked Tony after it was announced that Reebok, how Reebok had him covered for the rest of his life. I'm just watching how everybody moving. Now everybody want to interview. But okay.
Yeah.
This man, because without his vision, I promise you, there wouldn't be no Hall of Fame Allen Iverson standing at this podium if it wasn't for this guy. He gave me the vision, man. And you want to be fast like Isaiah, and you want to shoot like Bird, rebound like Barkley, pass like Magic, be dominant like Shaq. But man, I wanted to be like Mike. You know what I mean? I remember the first time I played against him, and I walked out on the court, and I looked at him, and for the first time in my life, a human being didn't look real to me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if y'all watch the Chappelle Show, but he talked about a certain incident where he seen somebody sing Rick James, and like I literally seen his aura, like it looked like he was glowing, and I'm sitting there and I'm and I remember just hating the Knicks so much, and the bad boys for beating them up the way they did. I used to watch him and sit on my mom's dresser And she used to tell me, boy, if you don't get back from that TV before you go blind, you better. Like, I wanted to be that close to him just watching him. Man, my sister, Brandy, I love you, the greatest. I love you for all the times Daddy gave you $100 and you would give me 95 of it. I love you, and I thank you for everything you did for your big brother. I appreciate you. I love you. For those that's no longer here with me, smiling down on me, my nana, Ra, Troop, Jim, Uncle Ronald, Teresa, Huddy Combs, Anthony Wolf Jones. I hope you're proud of me. My friends, X, Thriller, I love you guys. My man, Kai, and Swan, I love y'all, man.
Let me pause this right here. Guys, if you go back and if you guys remember, can you hear? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I thought I froze again.
No, I can hear you.
If you guys remember, this is when they always do this with the media. They'll play half of a clip of something somebody say, and they never finish playing the whole thing because they want to paint a narrative, and they want to continue to paint a narrative when it came to Iverson, right? So at the time that he made that quote that everybody keeps talking about, and they took it out of proportion. They didn't finish the whole thing, and then on top of that,
We talking about practice. Practice. We talking about practice. Practice. We talking about practice, man. We talking about practice. That's what we talking about. That one.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miss D. That's the one I'm talking about. I was like, what she said? I was like,
Yeah, I caught what she was saying.
yeah. No, Miss D, I was like, what happened? But yeah, correct, Miss D, because that was the time where he during that time he had lost his best friend. His best friend had got murdered, got killed. And so he was going through a lot then. So at that time, you know what I'm saying? You don't just have time to be hearing all that extra stuff. And he said what he said, I didn't find nothing wrong with it. I didn't find like it was, rude or disrespectful or anything. But they wanted to paint a picture. And when somebody lose someone and they still coming out there to play basketball, and because he still had to finish the season, with dealing with that, I think it says a lot. It takes a lot. But of course, at that time, they wanted to paint that picture. What do you guys think? Did y'all know that his friend had passed away and got murdered at that time?
Well, when he first made it, I didn't know what was going on until like years down the line because it wasn't explained. Because you're right, that was only a sound bite. You're talking about practice, and let me give you some context to that. Him and Larry Brown, the coach of the Philadelphia 76ers at the time, was going at it about him not being a leader, not practicing, hiding in practice, hide sometimes, and when practice is going on. So that's the context. He was kind of painted as a person who just go out there and play. He'll play hard, but he won't practice. So that's how that, whole thing came about. I didn't know that. I didn't know that he lost his friend at the time. I didn't see nothing wrong with it at the same time. I just thought it was funny, the exchange. But I didn't know that he lost his friend until like years down the line.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay. Let me start it back up.
Bobby, Gerard, Damon, Day, Larry, Jughead. What's up, Jug? LeBron and his family, Rich, Mav, Randy, Chris Paul and his family, Monty Williams and his family, Stanky Wanky out there. Abe, Kelly Rogers, Marley G, Stum, Man Thompson. We're gonna do a lot of laughing tonight, Jack. Big Bro Kev in Philly. My main man Reggie, love you. 10-4. Leon Rose, super agent, call him Arliss. Gary Moore, man. Where can I begin? I'll start from 8 years old. I love you, bro. And I thank you for the guidance throughout my career and all the help that you've done. Thank you for when I get in trouble in school, for coming to make sure I got detention instead of getting suspended. For teaching me in sports, if it's me or you, it's me. I love you, man. I can't thank you enough. Boo Williams, man. Won
Williams,
nationals,
my dog.
17 years old.
Lou Williams.
I'm still waiting on the shoes that you promised us.
Lou Williams, the man, y'all.
And our ring. Maybe I'll get it one day. Wanda Harrell, thank you for everything. Pee Wee, hold your head. Be strong. Bobby Mays, Mace, Cameron, Jim Jones, Fab. I want to thank Biggie Smalls, Redman, Jadakiss, Tupac, and Michael Jackson for being my theme music throughout my career. Not too much longer. Aberdeen Raiders. I became a true athlete playing for those guys. Bethel High School. Mike Bailey. Mike Bailey was the first to teach me how to play basketball. My high school coach. I love you. I love your family. Thank you for everything that you've done for me. Tony Rutland, my partner in crime in high school. My teammates that I played with in school. Man, my Georgetown family. Y'all know the great centers already, but I love those guys, Kembe, Patrick, Lonzo. Tough act to follow, buddy. I love Miss Michael so much. Miss Finley, if you're watching right now, I love y'all. Boubacar, Al, George Butler, Irvin Church, Yaya, Brendan Gaughan, Othello Harrington, John Jocks, Kevin Millen, Eric Miles, Jerry Nichols, James Reed, Don Reed, Jahadi White, love you, bro. Jerome Williams, I love you, bro, for everything you've done for me. Damon Jackson, Godwin Owinji, Victor Page, James Reed, Joe Tuomo, and Dean Berry. Maybe I wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't for Dean Berry teaching me the crossover. A walk-on. Man didn't even have his name on the back of his jersey. But at practice, he used to hit me with it so much that I just put my pride aside and said, okay, you got to teach me that move. And I stayed after practice with him every day to learn that move. And all these years later, Allen Iverson is known for the crossover. I have to thank Reebok. Man, gotta thank Reebok. A lifetime contract? Woo! Man, Paul Fireman, Tom Shine, Todd Cranston, B. Lee, Q Gaskins, man, my friend. The NBA, the NBA, the NBPA, David Stern, Adam Silver, Billy Hunter, Chris Chin. Oh my God, I love you so much. Thanks for all the support. Leah Wilcox. Pat Croce. The only thing that I can say when I think about him is love and belief. He believed in me. He believed that I could be that guy to carry a franchise on my shoulders. It was hard. I had my ups and downs, but obviously I pulled it off. I love you, Pat. Billy King, Al Lumpkin, love you, Lump. Jim, Laura, Mike Preston, Lenny, Mark Zumar, the best commentator, the world's best commentator, hands down.
Guys, what I also love about this speech that he's giving, he is so thankful. Like, he's making sure he's not forgetting anybody that played a role in his life. It's just a beautiful thing for someone from where Iverson came from and the way he started to grow up. This man could have been still in prison. They could have added on more time, or you know what I'm saying, or whatever the case may be. But he only did 4 months in which he was innocent. And just to see the outcome of his story, that it just didn't stop there, is so amazing. And then to hear him get up there in front of the whole world and feels just tell them he appreciate them, he's thankful, and you can tell they know, and you can tell it's mutual by the reactions on their faces and stuff. Like, he probably was, hard, not hard to deal with, but he had to learn, to mature in some things or whatever. And you saw that as he grew, but he still was able to be himself. And that's what I loved about Allen Iverson. I loved his style, and I loved the way he played the game. Like, I didn't know all the stats and all that stuff, but between him and Jordan, because Jordan was my favorite, but I love me some Allen Iverson, and the way he played the game, just who he was as a person. You know what I'm saying? I like that. You know, he came and he didn't hide who he was. You know what I'm saying? What you saw is who he was. He didn't pretend or to be somebody he's not, and to work hard and to get it where, you know what I'm saying, to get the big headed, and then to finally understand what you need to do and how you need to practice your game. That says a lot, guys. So Miss D and So Pretty Tony and Jacob learning. What do you guys have to say about that?
That is a good video so far. I don't know much else to say, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's showing that by watching this, it's actually coming from his mouth. So it's actually showing how he, what I'm saying, how he played an impact in college, and how he played an impact in the NBA, and also be thankful for it, right? So I want to take a brief time to talk about some of his accomplishments. I have a lot of them, but I'm gonna see if I can call them out real quick. We talked about his high school one, so I want to talk about his WNBA highlights or whatever. We know that he played for Philly from 1996 to 2000 and is that 2006, I believe. And then 2006 to 2008, he played for the Denver Nuggets. And then he played for the Detroit Pistons, 2008 to 2009. He played for the Memphis Grizzlies, and then back to Philly from 2008 to 2010, and then I think that's about it for us. The teams he played for. Um, let me see. I think it's one. Let's see what this one is. Uh, oh, he played for BJK. That was 2010 to 2011. So highlights for Allen Iverson. He um he was in NBA Most Valuable Player. That was in 2001. He was 11-time NBA All Star 2000 to 2010. He was a two-time NBA All-Star Game MVP 2001, 2005. He was a three-time All-NBA First Team 1998, 2001, 2005. He was a three-time All-NBA Second Team 2000, 2002, and 2003. All NBA Third Team 2006. NBA Rookie of the Year 1997. NBA Rookie First Team 1997. Four-time NBA Scoring Champion 1999, 2001, 2002, and 2005. He also was a three-time NBA steals leader from 2001 to 2003. NBA 75th anniversary team. Number 3, retired by Philadelphia 76ers. Um, he made the All-American First Team. That was 1996. First Team All-Big East, 1996. Second Team All-Big East, 1996. Two-time Big East Defensive Player of the Year, 1995, 1996. Big East Rookie of the Year, 1995. So it goes on. His career points was 24,368. Just the estimate. His rebounds was 3,394. He had assists. His assists were 5,624. So for 14 years, he also played in the Olympics, so he got medals for the Olympics or whatever and stuff like that. Some Summer Olympics in 2004 actually. So as you can see, for 14 years playing in the league, he really had an awesome career throughout his ups and downs. He still had a great career. Like just to see where he came from to now, it's just so amazing. And like you said, you really do have to go back and watch the highlights and stuff. Because sometimes I go back and I have to watch like MJ highlights just to go back and get that same thrill of the game. Because Chicago is not like it used to be. The 76 is not like they used to be. You know, it's like a lot different. My passion for NBA was more in my younger days than now, except for Steph Curry. When Steph Curry came, that's when I started really watching the NBA. So we're gonna go back to finishing up his Heisman speech, and then we'll touch back on that. But the main points are that we did talk about his college impact. We filled in. We talked about the coaches a little bit. We talked about his impact in the NBA, his highlights. So we're gonna finish up with his speech, and then we'll piggyback off of that.
I'm making that a point because I want to see him on the big networks doing it too. Scott Rigo, Dr. McPhillamy, for keeping me healthy. Well, almost throughout my career. Karen Franscone, I love you. Kev, Mike Goins, I love y'all. To the media, the love-hate relationship that made me stronger. I want to thank Phil Jasner. I know he's looking down at me. We went through our wars, but I love you. And I know you respected me as a man. Stephen A. Smith. My brother. He was there with me throughout it all. And you're always gonna be my big brother. I always love you, bro. You don't supposed to not talk about when I do make mistakes. That's your job, even though I am your little brother. But you always kept it 1,000 with me. You always was honest and told it like I needed to hear it. And I love and respect you for that. Thank you, D. Lionel. The fans worldwide in China. I love my fans in China. They love me so much. And I love them for respecting my grind. And I go to China every year, and I'll continue to for the rest of my life.
Yep.
The Philly fans. Philly fans. What I love about the only relationship that I feel a player has with a group of fans is probably Michael Jordan and his fans in Chicago. But my relationship with the fans in Philadelphia is like no other. Thank you. And thank y'all for the support over the years. Y'all let me grow. Y'all let me make my mistakes. Never jumped off the bandwagon. Continue to support me like true fans are supposed to. 76er teammates. Doug Overton, love you. Clarence Witherspoon, Lucius Harris, Matt Geiger, Roger Bell, Dikembe, George Lynch, I love you. Todd McCullough, Kevin Ollie, turned out to be a great coach. Why do point guards always end up being coaches? That's what they just used to telling everybody what to do. Nazi Muhammad, Jerry Stackhouse, Derek Coleman, love you. Mark Davis, Don McClain, Sam Dellenberg, Jermaine Jones, Tyrone Hill, Vernon Maxwell, my protector when he played for us. You know he was always willing to fight. Theo Ratliff, Larry Hughes, I love you. My brother, Aaron McKee, Eric Snow. My brothers, man. Definitely my brothers from another mother. I'm so proud of the men that they've turned out to be, the fathers that they are, the family men that they are. Have a lot of respect for y'all, and I appreciate you, definitely. The Denver Nuggets, the fans, George Carl, Stan Kroenke, Josh Kroenke, Kenyon Martin, Marcus Camby, Chucky Atkins, Mello, I love you, J.R. Smith, DJ, Gerd, Rex Chapman, Steve Hess. My competition, man. I remember my first game that a man literally destroyed me. And I hadn't been killed like that before in my career, in my lifetime, basically. And I remember Mo Cheeks telling me after the game, I sat in the locker room, I was crying. And Mo Cheeks said, "Don't worry about it, AI. one day you'll get somebody 36, 9, and 9. And I can remember I love Lou Williams, and I always think about one day at practice I had scored like 10 in a row on him, and Mo-Cheek said, and Lou was about to cry, and Mo-Cheek said, "Man, hold your head up, don't cry. He do that to everybody." Man, I can't leave without bringing up Shaq. I love him so much as a person. Obviously the most dominant big man we've ever seen, ever.
Yep.
Man, Kobe. True competitor. I know that he's retired now. He's gonna go on to do even greater things. He's a great man, and I love him and I respect him. But he brought everything out of me on the basketball court, and I appreciate him for that. Teron Lue. I remember after that series, he went to Washington and got paid. So somebody was at the free throw line, and I said, "Look, man, if you don't stop fouling me like that, we're gonna be fighting out here." And he was, whatever. And I said, "Only reason you got that little $5 million a year is for running around after me." And the man looked at me and said what I would have said: "Thank you." And we've been like this ever since. The ones that stuck by me throughout my journey, I love y'all, and I love the fact that now y'all can walk around and stick y'all chests out and say, y'all Hall of Famers. And all the barbershop talk that my family and all the arguments my friends have with people in the barbershop and the hair salon, now you can say, well, look, my man is solidified. You know what I mean? And they'll come back with, well, my man will be a Hall of Famer one day. Well, we'll have that conversation then when he get enshrined. And I'm gonna try to get through this part right here. I know it's gonna be kind of difficult for me, and I'm gonna end on this note, because it's one of those last but not least thing. My number one person in the world, hands down, Tawana Iverson. "24 years, ups, downs, but real love." I can't thank you enough for all you've done for me. Not just my career. Yeah, obviously you enabled me to go to work and you took care of home. But for loving me the way you do and caring about what type of person I am and what type of person that I need to be the set example for our babies. You're just the best to me. I love you so much. Looking forward to spending 2 more decades with you. And I want you to be proud of yourself. And I want you to walk around and understand that you are a Hall of Famer. I just want to say thank y'all, and for all the people, every one of you, that supported me throughout this tough journey. I really love y'all for that, because you didn't have to support me. And for all of the men and women that advise me on certain things and help me, I love y'all. And I want to thank the guys that are not my friends anymore. I'm glad. I'm glad that you blew your cover for me to recognize that you wasn't any good to my family or me, and I appreciate y'all for that. So if I make any more new friends, I know the signs. Thank you.
Oh my goodness, that was so great. I just love it. I love the way he touched on pretty much everything, and at the end, that was really special. And guys, he lost his queen, and he went back and got his queen. He had to do some stuff to get his queen back. So they are still together to this day. So that's a beautiful thing. Whatever, to have a queen like that to have your back and know you messed up and go back and get her. You know.
Oh yeah, because they've been together since they was like what, in teenage years, since high school.
Long
Hmm.
time. A long, long time.
And crazy fact, he's out there, some basketball, not all. I don't want to, paint that picture, but he out there partying, different girls. But crazy fact, he used to date. I don't know if he's married or not to her because he was with her, but they just got married. Not just got married, but um, the brat. He used to date the brat. That's a crazy fact.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow, you just never know. I
Yeah.
I didn't know he. I probably did back then, but I didn't remember him dating her. That's something good to know too.
Hmm. She talked
You
about
just
it, and she really liked him. But he was with, I don't know if he was married. He's with her name is Tamika. With Tamika. Yeah.
hmm That and that was it because he was saying like when he was on the show recently, not with Stephen A. Smith. He did do one with Stephen A. Smith, but I think this was the one with CBS. I think if I'm saying that right, guys. But you can check for his recent interviews and stuff like that. But he was up there saying that he really had to. He didn't just get her back. He had to prove to her, you know what I'm saying? So I guess that ties into it too, Miss D. Hey Tulip. So I
Yeah,
guess that ties,
because he had to realize, I had these kids. We've been together since we was young. You stuck by me through everything I've been through, even with the bowling alley situation. She was, his girlfriend. I mean, of
Mm-hmm,
course, there was kids, but so she's been there for the up and down. She's not just one of the groupies. She's somebody that's he could trust.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's good to hear stories like that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I messed up and I got me a second chance. Not everybody gets second chances when, you know what I'm saying, things happen and things don't work out. They don't get those second chances. Or it's just best for them to go on two separate journeys, you know? So I thought it was beautiful too. And just the way that he called out the team players, how he appreciated them, and who taught him the two step, and he's still friends with both of the players he did the two step. Start off doing the two step with. I think like you said, his impact in the game was being him, learning from his mistakes, um, and fighting against the media, still standing, and just how so many people poured into his life and just believed in him enough to help him, and it was just a blessing that his mom stepped in at the right time, and until this day he still look he might not be in the I'm not the I knew I was gonna say that. Knew I was gonna say that. I was telling somebody I was going over my stuff. Sorry, Allen Iverson, or whatever, but in the NBA, just to see how amazing, and just to go back over the highlights. You can watch stuff when you're watching it, when you were at that age where you're watching him play. He was one of your favorite players, to going back to watching some of it and just seeing what he went through. And not saying he's perfect or nothing like that, but just to see his testimonies of coming through all of that, learning from his mistakes, learning some things. And I don't want to get into much about, oh, he's 6 months sober, what did he do, all that kind of stuff. No, the point is he's 6 months sober, so that's a blessing. That's good. That he's taking that step, because fame can do a lot of things, and sometimes when you don't know no better, that's what you do. But to have a village like Allen Iverson had, it was amazing to hear. When you're watching your player, you don't get to hear all those stories. You don't get to hear the behind the scenes stories. It's more of, hey, the media, he playing the ball, and any mistakes he made, they're gonna post them up. But you never like really get to hear their stories until they speak their truth, until he's actually able to explain things now. Not everything is for everybody to know, but the world feel sometimes they feel like you owe them that. And with Allen Iverson, he paved the way for a lot of NBA players, by the way he played, how quick he was on the floor. Just as amazing. Look, I was a fan of Glazing at the same time. I'm gonna have to be honest about that one. I'm sorry, Allen Iverson, but at the time, just a basketball player though. But through all of that, I just think that he's one amazing guy. He's not a little young man anymore. He's a man. So, just an amazing guy. Just to hear his story, and just to see how through all of that he still has his family, you know, and which he could have fully lost in the process, of everything, but still got the game, still attached to Reebok, paid for life, guys. Let's talk about that now. Let me see if I can. Um, okay, so with that deal with Reebok, because I want to make sure I'm quoting this right. He is receiving 800,000 per year for the rest of his life, in addition to gaining access to 32 million trust fund on his 55th birthday.
Oh yeah.
Look
I
at
thought I thought it was his 50th birthday. They received that trust fund, but you know what? It's on time because he lost a lot of money. He
I
lost a lot of money.
they they
Reebok,
they
that deal with Reebok helped.
yeah, it was some changes to it.
Oh,
So
okay, okay.
um
He just turned 50. Yeah.
yeah, so he'll yeah, this one, this recent article was March 2025. That's when they were announcing that Reebok, he had that deal with Reebok. So um what happened is it was a 50 million contract Iverson signed ahead of his rookie season. He was the first overall pick in the 1996 draft, having been taken 12 spots ahead of Kobe Bryant, his future opponent in the NBA Finals. He'd receive less annually than the 5 million coverage value per year, but
Wow.
in exchange, he would be given guaranteed 800,000 per year for the rest of his life, in addition to gaining access to that 32 million trust fund on his 55th birthday. So
Mhm.
that's when they were talking. That's when they came out and talking about, saying how he's paid for life with with Reebok and all that kind of stuff. So 800,000 a year, there, he did pretty good. He had, to strike that deal like that, and then he get the trust fund on top of that. So that's a blessing. That's amazing. That was a smart move. As you can see, Reebok is good. Reebok take care of their people. They got a girl Angel, and she coming out with her shoes, and they're gonna do great things. One thing I can say about Reebok, yes, I always been a Reebok fan, or whatever. I love them Reebok classes back in the day. You can tell me nothing, but one thing with Reebok, the same thing, like that's why I did that show on Cardi B and Angel, is they take care of the people they represent.
Cardi B.
Yeah, she did a Cardi B did a she did a shoe deal with them. I think I think it was I want to say it was 2 to 3 years on that shoe deal until they kind of like sold down and sold out. But yeah, they entertainers too. They grab entertainers too, and had them represent their shoes and stuff like that. And they really like when you sign something with them, they take care of you. They make sure your shoes are gonna sell. The same way Angel Reese's is at 120, that's the same way her shoes were at 120. And they did the same thing Angel Reese shoes is doing, constantly selling out, selling out, selling out, or whatever and stuff like that. She's doing, doing the promos for it, doing all the great stuff with Reebok. They know how to market, and it wasn't just the tennis shoes, Jacob. It was the tennis shoes, and the same thing with Angel, the fits, the Reebok fits with the pants or your gym clothes or whatever. And they made it for all different sizes. When it came to Cardi B, as far as the gym wear, the athletic wear, active wear. They um they made it for all sizes. So that was great too. So they definitely know how to market. Reebok is good with that. They might not be, averaging more than Nike per year, but we probably will maybe see that change. I just don't. I like Nike because I don't. Well, I don't like Nike, but I would get Nike for certain players and stuff like that. But the way that they did Felix and a lot of other players, I can't rock with them like that. But them Asia Wilsons,
Right, not give her Asia, but they didn't want to give Asia her credit. They
no,
barely
they
wanted
didn't, and
people
that's
had to
another
jump on them
thing.
about give her signature shoe
They
and
had to, because how you gonna bring somebody new into the league and trying to release something over me? That I think
exactly.
that
It should
makes
be an
sense. Like the
MVP, should be a
respect.
champion.
She shouldn't
Exactly.
have, like she already had earned her respect. Why does it take for you to break for me? I gotta challenge you because now you're trying to play in my face. You know what I'm saying? Now, okay, now when I said something which I shouldn't have had to do, now y'all watching my fireball sneakers and stuff. But I had to say something. I don't know. If it's more of a race thing, I have not digged into Nike like that and did no research on owners and all that good stuff and nothing like that. But I just in the past with different athletes, I just didn't like it because what they did with Felix, they treated her wrong because she was pregnant, she was having a baby, and then what Felix did, she did a Uno reverse. She did her own shoe, her own company, and all that kind of stuff. So they try to challenge you, or whatever. But she played Uno reverse with Nike, and just several other players. Nike is just, I don't know if it different people at the time, and there might be different people now. You just never know. But like Miss D was saying, even now she had to make them say something. Hey, my signature shoe. What about it? Like, come on, or whatever. So guys, okay, all in all, how do you feel as being a fan, or I don't know if you were fans of him or you just admired his play, but all in all, how do you feel about Allen Iverson and his game and how he paved the way for other NBA players and how impactful he was? Because this is somebody that is not going to be forgotten. They kind of be quiet. They're kind of up and down with Iverson. Sometimes they're quiet with him. But for somebody to play in the league 14 years and do what Iverson did, he don't deserve to be hidden at all. I mean, he's a great example for the ones coming in there. But like you and Tony were saying, they don't. That is different now. They ain't trying to listen. It's just a different ball game now with the players in the NBA. But I just wanted to know, how do you feel about his impact? I was gonna play the crossover, but I didn't want them to say, oh, I got to clip that out the video.
Yeah, don't play it. Don't play it, just so you don't get taken down.
Yeah, because they got different ones. Now I played this one, but I played award speeches like
If you
this.
can find it like on Twitter or X, then you can play it.
Okay.
Usually they usually don't do it like
Okay,
that.
so I'm not gonna play. I can't pull. Shucks. Let me see if I can pull. Hold on. Let me see. Because I think
there's still so much more to AI than.
yes, it is. It's a whole that's why I have to get the book. I still got to get Don's books. I want Don's Uncommon Favor, but I was not aware that Don was writing books long time ago.
She's been writing books.
So I got to catch up with her books, but I want to get Misunderstood because he's not. We're hearing about his stories and stuff, but it's other stuff that he hasn't released that you're gonna find in that book. And it's better. It's best to hear it from the horse's mouth, like from him. I know I did the highlights, did a little bit here and there and stuff like that, but to hear somebody, be able to write or tell their truth, because and it's great that I played that speech, because when you know how a person speaks, they put it in their writing. So same way he's talking now, even though he was nervous, that's me, Alan, that's me. But so Pretty Tony now, they're working with me with that. But even though he was real nervous and stuff, he still made it to the end. He still got up there and did his thing. But I could see in the book of him speaking like the Allen Iverson we know, where we seen impressors and different stuff like that, with not being so nervous. But when you got a lot to say and you so thankful and blessed, you do get nervous up there. And then all those people, good gracious. But he did a great job. I didn't care how many times he paused, how many tears he shed. You could just feel it. It's just heartwarming, and it's a blessing to be able to see that once this young man, all of this would have been gone, and he had the right people in place. Because you got to have a good lawyer and stuff. You got to have somebody knows something for him to come in there and help that thing get overturned. Help his conviction get overturned like that. So it does take a village, and it is who you know and how you know and all that good stuff, whatever, when it comes to certain stuff like that. But just amazing guy, like on and off the court. Hey, Goon. On and off the court. And like you said, so Pretty Tony, it's so many puzzle pieces to Allen Iverson. That's just a little bit of it. I mean, you really like Jacob, you really it'll be great just to research and go back and watch some of his game and stuff like that, because I watched it, but I have to rewatch it because it's been a while or whatever watching him play. But it's just great to see. It's great to see, our great players, and everybody got a story. But his story, they've been on Allen Iverson. Every time you turn around, it's something with Allen Iverson, and it's not like giving him a fair chance when it comes to the media. They always want to paint them old stories, or he said this or he said that. Okay, look what he got. Look at that speech he's making. Say what you want to say. They're gonna say what they want to say, and you got to prove them different. You got to keep fighting. Everybody not gonna like you. Everybody not gonna want you on that team. But it seems like to me, he had a lot of support and village with the players and the players' families, and you could tell. Wasn't that Mutombo?
Yeah.
Sorry, was that Mutombo in the audience?
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
I think there was.
Yep, Mutombo before he passed away. Yep, everybody.
Yeah,
Georgetown.
so you can tell because he started calling out names that he. You know how you can tell the players be hanging with the families and all that kind of stuff. Allen Iverson was one of them. You could just really tell.
Go, ain't nobody mad about no Dana Evans winning.
Goon is here to troll mid-D and nobody troll you.
But we're not gonna worry about Goon right now.
Stop it.
Yeah, don't worry about that. We'll give Goon his little touches and stuff when we
She played
when we
okay.
finish
You
or
know,
whatever.
No,
she
F
did, she
that.
did
Dana
her.
Evans trash. Dana Evans trash.
Yeah. Okay, Jacob. But so pretty Tony, what are your so guys, what are your ending points for Allen Iverson for now? Because like this is a big huge topic or whatever, but we'll have to touch back on it on the next one. So what are your closing thoughts on Allen Iverson? And then we'll say congratulations, Dana Evans.
Well, there
Goon.
really aren't
No,
any
we ain't gonna say no
closing
congratulations.
points.
We'll say congratulations to the GOAT. And Dana Evans not an MVP candidate, Goon, okay?
Yeah.
Oh,
There
go ahead.
is not
Go to
really
bed.
a
Go to
deep
bed.
ending point on Allen because there's still so much more, but just what we covered on him.
Mm-hmm.
I say like we talked about his start of his career, how he got picked, what happened, his incident, and
Yeah.
all of that. Again, like I said before, common favor. When it's for you, it's for you, and how you handle it once you're given that opportunity, what you do with it is solely up to you. And I think that he took his platform, he took it from there, and he built a great platform. And he took his platform, and he made it amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and folks followed him because he was true to not just the game but himself. And sometimes that's important.
Mm-hmm.
Um, to not let something or someone or an organization, person, place, or thing change you. And that's what I adored about Allen and his style of play and what he did for the game of basketball. And not so much just that, what he did for himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's most important. It's not about for him, like he said, the accolades and the different things of that caliber. He said he was an okay player, but to us, he was a great player, right?
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
can put him up there with one of the greats, but
Mm-hmm.
you're not gonna say he's a goat, but you can say he's great.
And
So,
the
but for
reason why
him, he
the
say
reason why
he's average.
Tony the reason
Huh.
is that the reason why you said you can't say he's a goat because he never won a championship.
No, I'm
Okay.
saying these are his choice words, right?
Okay. I was
We're,
just
we're, we're
asking. Okay.
Yeah, we're using his choice words,
Okay. Gotcha.
you
I was
know.
just saying after. Okay.
So we and that's the other thing, right? When speaking of players and their caliber of play and how you categorize them, you got to be careful too, because of course people like Goon and others get in their feelings. So you got to be very, very careful. What's up, Goon? Welcome to the room. I had to
No,
put that in there.
we knew you was
However,
coming.
congratulations to your Dana. But see, don't come in here with that because we gave Dana her glory in the
Even Miss
session
D
We
gave
before
it.
did, and she's
this.
not the MVP,
So
Goon.
if you
She's
weren't
not the
watching
MVP.
that session, I'm not
Okay?
gonna repeat myself. I already gave her accolades. So I'm done with Dana at this point. The
Right.
season is over.
Dana is a non-factor.
The season
Okay?
is over. We're talking
Dana
about
is a
Allen
non-factor.
Iverson.
Okay? She played good, but guess what? The big three is why they won. So go to
Hey,
bed.
hey,
Good
Goon,
night.
I'm just gonna say
Go let the
this.
bed bugs
We
back.
actually
Good
don't
night.
give a
So
shit.
Miss D, what are your
Take a nap, Goon. Go ahead. Sorry.
final thoughts? Well, not final thoughts like so pretty Tony said because
Oh,
he still got it's more to talk about when it comes to Allen Iverson.
definitely.
Different because he got so many different testimonies, but it's like when I was thinking about it, I was like, oh my gosh, I do want to do this, and then I'm like, no, I need to narrow it down to the questions. I need to narrow it down to just different things. And hey, I'll play this because he's speaking for himself and he's being thankful. So I was like, okay, I'll play this speech, to include in between the questions or whatever. But like so pretty Tony was saying, his path is so big, his journey is so big. It just doesn't stop with everything that we discussed tonight or whatever. um so what are your thoughts about overall, what's your summary of what we talked about tonight when it came to Allen Iverson, because you brought up some good points as well when it came to his mom and the coach and stuff. A lot of people may not knew that, Miss D. So that was great that you brought that up. So you brought up a couple of points or whatever.
She ain't said no tone. Go to bed.
So
Go to
from
bed.
that, so from
She's
that, what is your
ridiculous. Go to bed.
summary
Every
on
chat doing that. Chill.
what's your summary on Allen Iverson, Miss D? For now, part one.
On my summary for now, he was the first player to kind of change the how the NBA is played, as far as his style.
Mhm.
He changed some rules. Um, to me, that not bad. Stop it. Anyway, that's about going. Oh my god, get out this chat. Go home. Go to. I'm go home. Go to bed. Go to bed, Roger. You're ridiculous.
Roger.
You changed the rules. Even today, I was just looking on Instagram. That's a young man named Trey Mann. He used to play for the Clippers. He got traded to the Charlotte Hornets, and he loves him some Allen Iverson. Now he's probably the same age group as Jacob, baby Jacob.
I hate
And
you.
he got the cornrows, the baggy pants. He bring back the jerseys. I mean, he was an icon. He did so the way he carried himself. He was an icon. The way his game was, his icon with far as the way he handled the ball, and then icon as far as the way he dressed. You've seen that in rap videos. People wanted to be like Allen Iverson, bringing back the cornrows. Now he wasn't the first to have cornrows. He brought it back. A lot of people was doing the short Caesar haircuts, and he had the cornrows, different styles, and he brought that back. Um, the jerseys, the way he rocked the chains, they weren't rocking it like that. So yeah, he was not only a pop icon on the floor, he was a pop icon off the floor, and he's still influencing people today. So that's my take on Allen Iverson. So he still will have an impact.
Miss
Oh,
D, he's
good.
20
That
years
sounds
old.
great, Jacob. So I know that you didn't know a lot about you knew who Allen Iverson was, but you didn't know a lot of his backstories and stuff. So far as everybody up here that knew, and from us presenting different information, what did you learn from the panel today that will make you go back and say, "Hey, I really do need to go back and research some of Allen Iverson's story," or that you found some, things to be great. What did you get out of this this show today concerning Allen Iverson?
Well, everything speaks for itself. I don't think I need to explain much because everything speaks for himself. Speak for itself when it comes to the the influence in Allen Iverson's Hall of Fame career. That I think that speaks for itself, honestly.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to play it too. I wanted to play it so you could hear it from his mouth. So do you see yourself like in the future wanting to like go back and actually watch the replays, um or is I mean, because Allen Iverson could just be like, you could just consider him just a great basketball player, but far as us giving you the information on the panel today, would you say it would be a great thing for those who don't know the inside stories,
Yes,
to go back and like research and just really understand how vets paved the way for a lot of players in the NBA and in WNBA, in any sport? Those vets make a difference. I say every vet makes a difference, but a great vet makes an impact. And Allen Iverson made a great impact to the
yeah,
NBA.
yes,
And he had to learn. But the thing is, he took away some of his ways to learn. Like, he didn't stay stubborn and the big headed for long. You know what I'm saying? He actually took heed to what they were trying to tell him, not right away. And that's for anybody, because first you got to see where they come from. But like he said, once he understood what his coach was trying to do, he wound up being MVP and just different thirds. I mean, just different things coming. So when I present about the vets, I love their testimonies. I love the way they are on and off the court and how they make a difference because regardless of how you see people, they can change. We do make mistakes, but as you can see, it was great. All of it played an impact in his career, and some things he had to take out, and some things he had to let in.
What the fuck?
I don't know, but Goon, ain't nobody mess with. Oh, you like Iverson? Good, Goon. But yeah, so guys, thank you. I want to.
Damn, Evans is not gonna sniff an MVP.
Hey, big girl, you coming
She
in,
not gonna
big
sniff
girl?
nothing. She not gonna win nothing. Hey, big girl.
Okay.
Okay.
It's already over.
I already told you what to do, Goon. I don't know why you even
No,
come in
Goon,
everybody chat.
like right now
I
we're
told
trying
you
to
what to
be
do.
right now we're trying to be serious about something
I
that's really
know.
important,
And
Goon.
Goon,
We gave you your accolades over your girl. Let
go
us
to her
finish
DMs,
this,
okay?
please. We
Yeah,
want to finish
Goon,
this.
Goon.
Yeah, she got a ring off of
Look,
Asia back. Asia carried a lot of people. Good
Yeah,
night, Goon.
I'm not gonna interject with Goon right now. Goon
Good
gotta
night.
come in and
yeah,
see what we're
yeah,
talking about,
Goon.
Good night,
or we
Goon.
can ignore Goon.
Right, Goon. I just want to say this. Congratulations with Dana Evans. Go back and watch the replay of the Players Club, and you will see. Um, Go back and watch the games. They gave Dana Evans her credit each time or whatever. But like I said before, we always got to know that hey, she can make mistakes, and I feel like she learned from it with the Aces because you really got to go to. It's like she went to somebody's street. She didn't go over there with all that crazy stuff. She had to learn. She had to listen. This is a new ball game, and because she did that, she's part of that championship team. But we're not gonna forget the actions and what she showed us when she was with Chicago Forest, our rookies Angel Reese and Camilla. But this is Allen Iverson's day right here. This is his show, and I had to give credit what credit is due, and we're gonna leave it at that. Goon. Okay. I would like to say thank you, Miss D. Thank you, Jacob. Thank you, So Pretty Tony, for coming on the show today. I learned some great things from you guys as well. When it comes to Allen Iverson, because sometimes you can do your research, you can watch the game back in the day, but look how long that's been. I done had kids, I'm just saying, we got our careers, but two heads is better than one, and a team make the dream work, right? So I just want to say thank you so much for coming up here, and this is the way I want to start, like, making sure my shows are set up that I can ask the right questions or whatever. And, by asking the right questions and having things set up, it's great. It's easier for people to respond to it and not be like confused about what you're trying to say. Cause sometimes I can do that. So I thank you guys for putting up with me for that. And just your responses were great. Like you guys really know your history, and a little bit deeper on some things, so I thank you for having those inputs. Miss D playing a part, So Pretty Tony, and Jacob, he up here and he learning, guys.
Yeah, I love the fact that Jacob is
So Pretty Tony,
baby Jacob. Baby Jacob.
I learned two things here. It's that I'm youngest crap and y'all are oldest dirt. That's all I know.
Jacob, I'm aging with the best of the finest wine. Okay, so
Jacob, you calling us old, Jacob?
That's all right, Jacob. Guess what? Guess what I'm gonna get you for Christmas?
We're gonna get him a walking cane. He keep it up because he gonna start
walking. Jacob, I can't believe you said that about your aunties up here.
I called Tulpa fetus. I called Tulpa fetus because she's a fetus.
No, look, stop it. Listen. Hold on, Miss D. Jacob, stop being hard on yourself. You are welcome here.
Yeah,
If I don't care if you go and we talking on the panel and you go research what we're talking about and you come back with something, that's fine with me. I don't know all the stuff. I'm reading stuff up here because over the years you forget certain things. I knew certain stories about Allen Iverson, but to go deeper into it, you have to do the research, or whatever. And when you love players, your panel and your shows they turn out better because you're like, oh, I'm familiar with this play. I can go. That's why I had to put a stopping point to it. So stop being so hard on yourself when you come on the panel, when you in the chat, Jacob. You okay with me? Look, we all had to learn. We're not gonna know everything. Trust me. When Case out now in the community, they know them play-by-plays and them stats and stuff. They got it. They got it.
But
Do I
listen,
go back and research it and look it up? Yes, but I can't remember like. They know. You know what I'm saying? Like they may not know every exact stat, but they got a lot of stats that they are familiar with. So anytime you see the title up there, and you're on this panel, and if you feel like you want to say something, because I don't want you to ever feel like you left out or that you're not good enough to come on the panel. Google something. I don't care. I don't Google something on the subject and just present it. It could be the stats. Like last time, we did a show and you brought up the stats. I'm like, okay, because Tony pulled that one. You know what I'm saying? I said, okay, Tony, he learned it. Look at him. Yeah. He's like, okay, I'll look up the stats. That's fine because it's great when you're talking about great players and stuff, and that the chat and everybody are able to hear the stats and stuff like that. So don't ever kick yourself in the butt for I only said this and I didn't say a lie. I just went up there. I really appreciate the fact that you're learning and that you speak on it and stuff like that. So you keep being you still growing.
But listen,
these
Jacob.
are history lessons that are really, really good for your young mind, and so utilize it.
But listen, Tony and ADP. Listen, Jacob. I'm gonna put you in timeout with Goon. Goon, I don't hate Dana. We don't see Dana like you do. She's
Ignore
not
Goon, Miss D.
Yeah.
Ignore
Don't
Goon.
worry about Goon, Miss D.
Material. She's a great role player, and that's good.
Don't respond to Goon. Leave Goon.
Goon.
Anyway, Jacob,
y'all.
Because we already told Goon how we felt. Goon know we family and stuff. But look, family got to tell you the truth. We sticking to what we're talking about.
Jacob, you know what I'm gonna get you for Christmas?
And
I'm gonna get you some Pampers. You say we owe this dirt, and you, baby Jacob, we give you some Pampers. That's your Christmas gift. Okay.
We have it in the chat.
It's okay, Jacob. First of all, don't pay attention to Miss D. He is a young man. He is still growing. He don't need.
I know. I'm just messing with him.
But I forgot he did call us old.
Dirt,
he did call us old.
No, we're a little older. I ain't old. And
he called us old, Miss D. So I get your
dirt.
point.
He says dirt.
Right. He sure did call us out. And so pretty Tony had to tell him. Jacob, now look. Dating life those are one of the things you don't tell a woman about her age and all that stuff like that. That's another.
One day you're gonna be old as dirt, okay?
For another day, but
keep living, okay? Yes. You're gonna be old as dirt. You ain't going.
Hey, ADP and Miss D.
Huh?
Yes. I'm sorry, I'm gonna cut you off. Hey, when you end the show, stay backstage. I want to talk to y'all.
Okay. I hope I know how to do that. Okay.
How to do that too.
Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you, chat, for coming and listening to our show. But
so do we just stay behind
on a little bit? Go back and watch it on the playback. Jacob, thank you for coming on the panel. I want you guys to have a great day. And I'll see you guys in the chat for no, we ain't got no more games, but football games we got going on and stuff like that. No. We still got more to talk about with the WNBA because at the end of the month, there's a deadline for the CBA. We got to talk about that, and I got to do my little Asia Wilson special. But that will be pre-recorded for maybe like 15, 20 minutes or something like that. But guys, if you would like to donate to the channel, my Cash App is up there. Please like, share, and subscribe to all of our channels. make sure you go out of my channel and go to everybody else's channel that are on the panel and like, share, and subscribe to their channels if you haven't already. And just keep looking for alerts for when they go live. When So Pretty Tony go live, when Miss D go live, keep your alerts on so you'll be aware. Because during the week, ADP can't do no D blocks no more. It was kicking ADP butt. So I will be doing pre-recorded during the week, and on the weekend I will be on a little bit on the D block, but I had to cut it down. It's a great thing, but then it'd be kicking your butt. So have a blessed day, have a great day. Make sure you tell somebody something nice, and make sure you check on people, because just because they smiling, that don't mean they're not going through nothing. So just be careful what you say, how you say it, and just have a great day, and we will catch you on the next one.
See you.
How do we stay on?
I gotta see. Let me see. I guess I end the stream, and then thank you, Goon. I guess I end the stream. I'm gonna end it, and then we'll stay back. I think.